Hey, what's happening? One SirJames coming at you guys with another video. Hopefully you guys have been having a good weekend so far. Today, I want to go ahead and give you guys the game plan because a lot of you guys keep asking me, when am I going back to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge? What is the merchandise that I'm planning on getting? And pretty much go from there. So, first thing out of the way, when is my next trip back to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge? The simple answer is June 29th. In fact, I'm actually going to be linking up with Dan from the Tano channel because after he was able to fix his Jedi holocron thanks to my how-to video, he was going through all his kyber crystals, and he does have 2 duplicates in which I don't have, which is for the yellow crystal, the Jedi Temple Guard, and of course the other one is for the blue, and that is Old Ben Kenobi. Once I obtain those from him, and I don't know if we're going to be doing any form of collab or not. If we do, sweet. If not, no big deal. I know he has a game plan and I have a game plan, but you know, if we get together and do something on video, I think that'd be pretty cool. But if Dan, if you happen to be watching, you know, let me know. Or if you need me to film you at Sabi's workshop, because I think you're planning on building another lightsaber, I could film that for you if you want. But again, it's all up in the air as to what the initial plan is. But anyways, once I get those kyber crystals from him, technically I'm only going to be missing 5 characters as far as I'm aware. Those 5 characters are Ahsoka Tano, which is hidden in the white kyber crystal. And then the rest actually involving the Sith side. It kind of shows you what side I'm more representative of, which is the Jedi Order instead of the Sith. But for the Sith ones, all I'm missing is Count Dooku, Darth Vader, Darth Maul, and last but not least, which is the one you guys constantly keep commenting about, the Black Kyber Crystal, which for that character is Snoke, by the way. And so speaking of the Black Kyber Crystal, because you guys have been saying, did you know there's a Black Kyber Crystal? You know how to cheat to get the Black Kyber Crystal? Hey, you didn't show us the Black Kyber Crystal. So first off, I don't have the Black Kyber Crystal yet. Second of all, for the lightsaber, when I was doing my review for the Sabi's workshop, the reason why I didn't show the Black Kyber Crystal is, 1, I don't have it, and 2, technically it's kind of pointless, because if you're collecting these specifically for your build of lightsabers, then the Black Kyber Crystal, for the most part, is actually pointless to get. The reason why is because if you put the black one into your lightsaber, guess what? Your blade will turn red, not black. And of course, 2, the same sound effects that you get the red Kyber Crystal is of course going to be in the black one. So that's all it is just a repainted red one. The only time the Black Kyber Crystal matters is if you're collecting all the characters for the holocrons. That's the only time it matters. So just so you guys are aware, you can see videos online as proof if you want. And if you really want a black one that bad, you could just buy another red one and repaint it. There you go. Now you got yourself a Black Kyber Crystal. Anyways, going over the merchandise, do keep in mind that this is subjected to availability, meaning that if it's not available for whatever odd reason because they're sold out, then there's nothing I can do about it. Just so you're aware, but I do have some backup plans. So starting off with the Legacy lightsabers, I do plan on getting Asajj Ventress. Plus, you guys have been bugging and asking me to get the Asajj Ventress. So it was something I already was interested in. It's just that when I made my first trip, I kept a certain budget in mind and I didn't go over it. Actually, I saved on my trip. I saved like over $100 to be quite honest, thanks to the whole pass holder discount. But I do plan on getting Asajj Ventress. Now keep in mind that it's not going to be 1 lightsaber hilt. I do plan on buying 2. The reason why is because if I'm reviewing a character's lightsaber, I have to get what the character gets. Plus, if you get 2 of them, you could actually connect them together, just like you can do with Darth Maul. Unfortunately, you can't connect the Jedi Temple Guard, but apparently someone is making some type of 3D printed option where you can, so we'll see how that goes. But that is the initial plan, and of course, I also plan on getting an extra 36-inch blade, because 1, I was eventually going to get a 36-inch blade, and I'm going to also borrow the one that from my friend got, so that way when I do that review, the sabers will be at the same length and not be different and get a bunch of people hating on me saying, hey, the blades are the same. So yes, that is what's going to happen if it's available. The second one, which I'm still kind of trying to figure out what I want exactly, is either the Ahsoka Tano or Darth Vader. Which is kind of ironic because in the end of Star Wars Rebels Season 2, these 2 characters go head-to-head in a pretty cool showdown. So it's kind of ironic that these are the 2 that I'm thinking of right now. So it really kind of depends on what is available. You know, if Ahsoka's available, I'll probably go leaning towards her. Hers is not available, then I'll probably lean towards Darth Vader. And if his is not available, then I'm just going to figure out what the heck is currently there at the moment and kind of go from there. I think I keep repeating words here. There's also 2 items in which a couple users actually requested if I can pick up for them. They actually sent me the money to pick these up and to ship it to them, but they also gave me permission to review said items here on the channel. The one user, which hopefully this is available for you, and I pray it is, which is the Luke Skywalker based on Return of the Jedi lightsaber. So he wants me to get him that one, a 36-inch blade, and a belt clip. So again, as I mentioned, I did receive your payments, and then of course I will pick up the item and then ship probably as soon as Monday for sure. And of course, again, if I do happen to get the item and review it on the channel, as you gave me permission to do so, I appreciate that ahead of time. The second item is the Jedi Temple Guard mask that they have there, which is about $130. Another user wanted me to pick that up for him, and also gave me permission to review, which, by the way, for the Jedi Temple Guard mask and the lightsabers, I'm actually going to bring some gloves from work that I'm going to go ahead and wear so I don't get any fingerprints or smudges on the product, just so you're aware. So that is another item. Also to the lightsaber stand, I was about to say blade, the lightsaber stand that they have at Doc Ondar's. A lot of people don't know about it, which I kind of forgot about it because they don't technically have like a box out on the shelf. So anything involving the legacy lightsabers is behind this glass counter. That actually, it's a nice rounded glass counter where they show all the different legacy sabers, in which sometimes the staff members will take out, so you can actually hold and seal the nicks and crannies of it. But yeah, like I said, they have that behind there, and which is about, I think, $25. It's made of metal, and you get these plastic hooks to display. So I do plan on getting one. A lot of you guys were asking me what's a good way to display them. So I will pick that up and to see if it's something that is going to work for you. If not, there's some alternate options through Etsy, which is around the same cost. And apparently some of the Etsy owners too even have an option where you can get engravings on it. So that might be a little bit of a better option. I don't know exactly how you want to display yours, but just kind of throwing suggestions out there. I also want to get the chance cubes, which I totally forgot about. Again, because I was just so excited the first time that I went. There's some items I forget here and there. But if you guys remember the Star Wars Episode 1 where Qui-Gon and this other creature, I can't remember his name, where he was like the owner of Anakin, I believe also his mother, where he at one point was like, you know, let's leave it up to chance, that he has a chance cube. He pulls it out. So yeah, they have that as a product you can get. It actually comes in a pack of 4. So I'm pretty sure there's like different variations of them. That's another item. Also too, for the milk stand, they have these new milk bottles you can get, which they didn't have when I went there because apparently they didn't come out till like a week later or whenever they received their shipment. But these milk containers are $20. So you get your choice of either blue or green. I think you could even ask to mix it. And then of course it also lights up, and on the image on the front of it actually has the creature where that milk comes from, and it even has a strap on it. Also want to get one of those. And another item that I regret not getting the first time because of just how quickly it went out is those metal gift cards. If you actually go to the Droid Depot, they have these metal gift cards you can get, which in order to get you have to put $100 down on it, because that's basically your $100 gift card that you're getting on the spot. And the nice thing is once you spend those $100, guess what? You get yourself a nice little souvenir. And that's pretty much it as far as the main objective. I do have some things that are on the backup of my mind right now, but I just don't want to mention what those items are because either one, want to leave it as a surprise, or two, I'm kind of rotating some items here and there. But essentially what the current game plan is. And the other thing I also need to get as far as merchandise is, of course, a belt. Obviously, I have the Jedi belt here, but as you guys know, I need a adult small, and the one that I had in my review was this child large and extra large, and the only reason why is because they didn't have an adult small belt, because all they had was 2XLs and 3XLs, and as you guys can tell, I'm a small skinny guy, so those ain't gonna work for me. And pretty much go from there. And speaking of the Jedi or Sith belt, if you happen to have a camera that you bring with you and utilizes a belt strap, guess what? It actually works with the Jedi belts and the Sith belts, so that's pretty cool. So a little bit of fun fact, if you want to get something to wear and have strapped to you without having to carry around, that might be a good option. The other thing is in regards to dressing up. Now, when I first went, I had a different t-shirt on, but I was wearing my Poe Dameron jacket, black pants. Then I also had this strapped to my leg, right here, which by the way, this is not how you normally get the bag. I bought the bag on Amazon, and then I removed that company's logo that was here, and I put this Rebel one. And of course, I also took the bag outside and just weathered the heck out of it with elements, so that way it's all scuffed and scratched and used. But again, when I went, I was dressed up as a Poe Dameron inspired outfit. Some people keep saying Finn. Do keep in mind that Poe was the original owner of the jacket, and then later gave it to Finn. So there you go, case closed. Is obviously from my video where we're talking about the proper apparel that you can wear at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge according to Disney's aspects of what's approved and not approved. There was a user there that had the Jedi tunic with the brown pants, and of course even the belt, where Disney says that that's okay, that's perfectly fine. But I'm also hearing that some people apparently are getting stopped by security where they're wearing the same thing as what Disney says is okay, and security isn't letting them through, and they would have to go back to the car to either change out of it or throw it away. Those are the two options, to go and change or throw it away. So Disney finally got back to me, by the way, because in my video I mentioned that I sent Disney a message about like 3 different platforms, and I haven't gotten back to it. It took them over a week. This is what they had to say. Hi James, the clothing in the image you shared appears to be approved Disney bounding style. However, our security screening cast members will have the final say regarding all clothing and items brought into the park. Well, obviously the items make sense. Obviously no selfie sticks and weapons and things of that nature. But in terms of clothing, the fact that Disney says this is okay and security saying it's not okay kind of causes a bit of an issue here. So it's like, people want to wear what Disney says is okay, but then by the time you go to the park, security says otherwise. It's so freaking confusing. So I don't know. I think security and Disney need to come together and come to some form of agreement. But the point is, what I'm trying to say here is I will bring this with me. I'm not going to wear it. I'm not going to have it worn when I go through security. This is going to be in my bag. And what I'm going to do is that depending on the weather, if it's really hot, I'm probably not going to wear it right away. But once it cools off, I'm going to change into this and see what happens. Obviously, by Disney's rules in terms of what is acceptable, I should be okay. If not, then I'll come back and let you guys know what issues may have happened. Now, of course, for me personally, what is not okay, which is what I'm wearing right now, which is this item. Just let me get this. I just thought I'd share this guy with you guys really quick, is that I have a badge. And if you guys are wondering what does that translate to, if you translate that actually translates to SirJames. So I actually got this off a Facebook group that I follow. If you want a link to that group, I'll have it in the description down below. I actually found it thanks to Dan from the Tano channel. And that pretty much takes care of that. And last but not least is now obviously I didn't go opening day, though I had the option to. I just chose June 8th specifically because my family was already doing things on that specific day, and I didn't want to go by myself, and of course traffic and parking issues and all that. But this was the map that you got when you got to go day 1. This is actually a laminated map, and you got this nice texture on the front of it. So very, very cool. So those who got to go day 1 got this special map. And then, of course, the map that you get now when you go into the park is the regular paper one. In fact, the way I got this one is when I was there last night over at Disney, I was across in the shop right in front of the Indiana Jones ride, and I was wearing my Poe Dameron jacket. And this cast member comes up to me and she's like, "You seem like you're someone who loves Star Wars." I was like, "Yep." And she handed me one of these maps, and then I told her what my idea of doing, because I was wanting to put a shadow box together with some of the day 1 merch that I got, and she also gave me a second one. So she was very nice, so I do appreciate that. And that is pretty much about it for the main stuff. The other thing, last thing I want to go ahead and mention is I shared this photo on my community tab, and a lot of you guys, in fact, enjoy the outfit. Some thought I made it or thought whatever the case may be. But it was something that I found on the Etsy shop that I actually did order. So that item is currently being made into my fitting size, and I took measurements. I've never measured myself, and I'm sitting here looking at these like, dang, I'm like really that small, or close to being that small, because like some of these measurements, most of which on here is in the 30-inch zone, like 35 inches. The only thing that's not 35 inches is of course my height, which I stand at 5 feet 8 inches. So yay. Apparently I grew an inch, so that's cool. That means I'm 2 inches away from applying to Disney and a stormtrooper job. So apparently you have to be 5'10" or up from there. But yeah, like I said, she is making that outfit for me, and whenever I get it, I will be also doing a review for it, which actually the only thing I really need to not only complete the basic Jedi look, but also that look is of course the boots. I figured out the style boots I'm going to get, which I'll put an image up on the screen right here. But anyways, that pretty much concludes today's video. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.